GM Gem, welcome to this week's episode of the Fantasy Top Deck Building Series. I'm your host, Carpenter Web 3. Alongside me this week is Crab in place of HK for the next few weeks. And then after he comes back, he will have three co-hosts. So, I did about call you HK. Crab, how are you?
Hey, GM Carp, I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing well. I just realized I still had my glasses on when we went live, and I was like, I gotta quit doing that. One episode I had my glasses on, and then my wife was going to do some edits and make some shorts, and she's like, "You can see the ring light in your glasses. Don't wear those anymore." Okay,
honestly, I didn't even notice it.
Heck yeah, and yeah, crazy week. So far we got season 6 coming with some huge updates. Parallel season 5 coming to an end. I mean, what do you think about everything? Just for a quick recap type of deal.
Oh man, well you're right. We definitely have a lot to cover. Exciting week for sure. But I overall just incredibly bullish. Like I'm really excited about the changes. I feel like a lot of it just baseline feels like Fantasy Top has been listening and the team's been listening, and some awesome changes that I'm really excited about.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's one thing. I actually, real quick, I need to say this because there's always one part of the show where it makes me remember. So even though myself, I am on the Fantasy Top team, and we are streaming on the Fantasy Top official account, nothing that is said on the show is to be depicted as coming from the team. So yeah, I need to get better at that disclaimer, kind of make it flow better. But and then also please like, share, retweet, all the fun things. Also I get better at call to actions. But what were you gonna say, Crab?
Oh no, I'm just excited in general about the direction. And but how about yourself?
Yeah, I'm super excited. There's like we kind of talked about in the green room, there was that like you said that, and just now you said that it's like the team's been listening. And I know that like we were talking in the green room, that there has been a poll that 710 had put out and about stars, and so it seems like that was very well received. And the results of the poll you can see in the results of the stars, the star changes, which is again has been super well received, and I think it's really going to mix things up.
Yeah, absolutely, and I know that they're iterating like season to season, which totally makes sense. But I do feel like with the lower star, I feel like I guess I have two separate reactions. One is, regardless of which direction, everyone's on the same playing level, right? So whether it's more challenging or easier to excuse me, to make some of those competitive decks, everybody's having those same challenges. But additionally, once those star caps are raised a little bit, I feel like you can fit in more competitive players or more competitive heroes, and you're able, and additionally on top of that, you're just able to give more value to some of those heroes. Like with 17 stars, it was almost impossible to fit like a Greg in or another 8-star. And I feel like by bumping that bronze from 17 to 19, it gives all those heroes a little bit more value, which is important for everyone's portfolios too.
Yeah, and I know that I've seen a lot of people in the chats and on the timeline talking about it, that there seemed like they had a lot of heroes sitting on that they weren't able to use, myself included, that I've now able to, I feel like able to use. We'll do some decks here today, but I definitely feel like, and to some people 2 stars don't seem like a whole lot, but it's actually changes things a lot, which again, I didn't really ever have an 8-star in my silver. I wasn't playing bronze because of how low the stars were. Definitely going to put a bronze lineup in. I think I technically have one in now. I'm going to scrap it and we'll just build a new one. But I think I'll definitely be playing bronze again because of it. I'm super excited to see where platinum and gold are going to be, and even silver, because I feel like with the star changes, I mean, it opens a lot of things up, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of the epics that could be played in gold are actually going to be going to platinum, or could be going to platinum. A lot of the good silvers, like the 8-stars, the Gregs, the dips, could be going to silver, or I mean from silver into gold. So again, I love when stars change because it's like a fresh new take. You got to see the meta. You got to see what's going on.
Definitely, and even if that continues to evolve, I still think that's okay, and just as players, we're meant to adapt as we go. But especially with bronze, I like it, and even thinking about this week, which I know we'll get into more later, but that extra couple stars is the difference between being able to fit in an extra Lucas or Fapital, and which can truly just make a massive difference from a points perspective and from a competitive perspective too.
Absolutely. And speaking of Fapital, this week in rewards, I actually got a rare out of the
Same.
Jade. You got a rare Fapital? Let's go.
Not of a jade. I actually opened some sapphires, but as well, like I was
Oh,
super
that's
excited
huge.
about that, especially at a 2 star. That was a good pull.
Insane. Like so has he kind of been away, do we know, or did he just kind of like just not been posting as frequently?
You
I
know,
noticed
I,
like
I
the last 3 ones have kind of been trending downwards.
yeah, and it doesn't seem I don't have like a full answer in terms like I haven't had any
Mhm.
communication or seen any posts that indicate one way or the other. But but yeah, we've seen the upside and like he hasn't been there in the last couple weeks, but at the same time, like still been active, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, because I think he's gonna be like a make or break 2 star if he posts. Like he's either gonna post and like, well, I think he's gonna post regardless because he's like not like he's been blanking, but it's like whether he posts the way, or I'm assuming it's a he, but we could say they posts like the way they were for a little bit, or like a less uh volatile DB situation, right? Like if you have him in and he blows up, those decks we're gonna see at the top. If not, it's gonna like it's the exact opposite, right?
Yeah,
I know
and
I
even
do.
in
Yep, go ahead.
oh, I was just saying, even the last week, I was just looking at the 24-hour chart here. Still, like I think the 22nd and the 24th, both like plus 800. Like was able to eclipse over 800 points on the 24-hour chart. So that's still, it's not like he's gone anywhere.
Yeah, that is huge because I need to actually look at his chart. Sorry, I'm almost done with this other overlay.
Oh, you're good.
And
No,
again,
but
yep, nope. Go ahead. Yeah,
I
because
was gonna say
I
you're
wanted to
you're
see
not
what you were
wrong.
gonna say.
There's definitely risk involved there, but it is one that I feel comfortable taking this week, or that I think is worth the risk to take this week.
Absolutely. And we'll here a little later in the show, we'll kind of go over some other heroes I think that we both think, and kind of talk about, um, you know, who are these low star heroes? Because there's a lot of really good low star heroes, and kind of get into more of the deck building. But now we can kind of circle back to, especially once I get done here with its overlay. Uh, we can circle back and hit some of the more updates. The What would you say? So we kind of talked about the stars. Out of the new updates from season 6 are you most excited about?
Well, personally, I'm really excited about the was it the fantasy top World Cup, which basically gives a lot of the players an opportunity to be hero, which we've over last season we saw that in respect to the arena mode, which is where it's continuing. But I feel like it's a notch up this season, just as there is kind of that carrot dangling that whoever I think remind me or correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the average score over the 6 weeks that the winner gets to be added to core
Yep.
and get their own card. And so I think
Yep.
that's
Sold out legendary and
incredible.
everything.
Yeah, and so I think that's incredible for a couple of reasons. One is I think it just adds to the fun. It gets the community involved in a bigger way, and I think that that's just something to look forward to and creates the added aspect of more virality potential as well. Right, everybody's going to be posting about fantasy top even more, and I would bet that there's a lot of people that want to win that.
Absolutely. And also on that, I know here, let me get this up here so we can share our screens. And then I know Molt, and for those who don't know, especially for like the newer listeners and newer players, the Molt is the scoring guru, right? He's behind like the ones to do anti-botting, also the founder and the person who runs the fantasy sheets, aka the Molt sheets. And so he will reach out and there's to say, be authentic, be yourself, none of the like quote retweeting on irrelevant posts and stuff. And it means like that getting posted before, I feel like is super good. So there is no nobody, that was unaware or saying, oh, well, I didn't know that wasn't right, So getting that
Uh,
out is good.
I haven't seen that yet, actually. So is
Yeah,
that
that's what I was gonna share.
just to double check like that? So that's like almost kind of like a guide for players in terms of content
Yes.
creation and how to like effectively gear it.
Yep. Because
Awesome.
the Molt is the basically heading, as always, right? This anti-botting, the nerfing and all that stuff. So anyone that basically just don't do it. It is kind of an official thing now. And if you do get caught doing so, it will be like I'm not for sure how he's gonna go about it, but I don't know if there'll be like a warning system or but definitely I'll get that tweet up too, but I'm pretty sure it said here, let me switch it so we can our monitor. Do I have us up? Okay, here. So we'll switch to this. Let me make our thing real quick. Or yeah, here. So we need to take me and go like this. Perks of doing this live. We'll put me there. We'll take you, even though you guys can't see this. Put you there. Save. And we make this number 11. Save as new.
But yeah,
Click that.
anything I think
There you go.
that just creates clarity and transparency behind that, I think is awesome, especially as we're getting started, like you mentioned.
Perfect. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to fix this one more time. I forgot to add the media area. Here we go. Let's go like this, and save. Update. There we go. So I have your screen pulled up here. If you wanted to bring up, can you run to the Molts page real quick?
Yeah.
And we should be able to. There we go. Save. Update. There we go.
You know which link is it is?
It was a quote retweet. Let me see if I can't find it here real quick. The Molt. Let me find it real quick. The upcoming fantasy world. Yeah, I said, here it is. Here, I'll send it to you. Or here, I can share my screen real quick. Or did you find it? Oh, you found it.
Is this I wasn't sure if this was
Yep.
the right one.
Yep, that's it. So could you control, like zoom in a little bit so we can read a little bit? There we go. So it says, to maintain integrity for the World Cup, spamming posts under unrelated viral tweets will result in nerfing. Be yourself, be authentic. So that was a question that was being asked a lot from both sides. Those who wanted to. I mean, again, it's gonna be very competitive. I know Kreb and myself are both in the have made the roster, right, of players that can potentially become heroes. So like there's a lot of really talented people that want to go after that spot. And like, we even have Andres in there. We have, 710. I mean, some really like Choke Costa. I mean, I could just go on for a Bonsai, people that are scoring really high. And people were asking, in the Cabal chat, can we do this? Can we not do this? AI Bro was asking it. He's been scoring really well also. And, I had said, we need to kind of stay away from that. And AI Bro brought up a good question, right? He's like, is that a rule or are you just advising us against it? Like you wouldn't do it. And that's when I kind of asked Malt on the back end, and then he came out and made this post, which really helped clear that up. And myself, I know that's why I kind of wanted to highlight it on the show here to make sure kind of more people seen it. Like you said, you hadn't seen that yet. So really wanted to make sure people highlight that. I'll probably share it throughout the weekend as well.
And for clarity, do you mind if I ask, like, what would be a good example of like spamming posts under unrelated viral tweets? Because I mean, I'm not one that normally games anything. I'm not like my traction isn't that great or anything, but I certainly, as being somebody who doesn't do a ton of that or doesn't strategize too much when they're creating content, I'm not quite sure.
Yep. So what it is people were taking the so it's basically taking like copy pasting your URL and putting it under like multiple things. So the most effective way people were doing it were they would go to a big account that gets a bunch of engagement, right? Like say an Ansem, or they weren't really using Ansems. They were and I don't know any like exactly who they were doing it, but you just take your URL, you put it under an account, like a movie account, like the FaZe Banks guys, or like any of the Clippers, the big clip guys. Not like a Jack, but like the people like Jack kind of like idolizes and learns from. That I can't remember the people who like clip for the FaZe guys. But posting like within the first few seconds, so you have to have noties on, and it is a lot of work, right? Because I know Bonsai had said he did try to do it for a week, but he said again it was a ton of work. You have to have notifications on. My camera just went glitchy. Let me fix that real quick.
So I guess just to recap or make sure I understand right, it's their own original content. They're just putting it in random places in order to just get more views or have people redirected to their page. Gotcha.
Absolutely. Yeah.
To be honest, that's stuff I wouldn't even think of for better or worse.
Yeah, which is it's not authentic, right? It's not like the best way to do it. It does get you a lot, and it does a lot of work. So not discounting that at all. But
I can
again,
understand that that's a good tool in terms of growing your account and stuff. Yeah.
So like generally, it was like no one was nerfed in the past, but now that there's like this carrot, like you said at the end, it's definitely needs to kind of be taken into consideration and make sure everyone's playing by the rules fair. And again, there's not even really like a whole like set rules, right? But there was, because it's crypto Twitter, right? But at the same time, there needed to kind of be a rule, like one rule that was set. Be authentic, be yourself, which I think is kind of
absolutely
a good place to start, right? And but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I thought it would be fun to do, and I haven't even said this out loud or told anyone on the team or anything, but just thinking last night and talking to the wife, and it was technically her idea, but she's like, it'd be kind of cool to like bet or like have a poll on which hero's gonna come out on top this season, like whether it's each week or like over the course, who's gonna be crowned. Kind of fun.
That would be an awesome idea.
Speculate.
I love that. Yeah, especially create like a was it like get that on try to get like a poly market or something for for Fantardios.
Heck yeah. And you could even like do it within fantasy and like bet frags against it or something, right? And that's another like frag sync or something.
Yeah.
It should be a lot of fun. My camera's off. I need to try and figure my camera out. But it always does that. I don't know why. Like Discord steals my camera, and I thought I had it fixed, but I didn't. So for now on, I'm just gonna not let Discord or Telegram run.
Gotta shut them all down.
You just gotta shut everything down and only use the browser and the thing. So only use 2 of my 3 monitors.
Yeah, but in summary, I love the concept of the Fantasy World Cup. I think that it's going to bring just a lot of attention, a lot of just positive mind share for the game. So definitely a good step for the season. A lot of deserving people that deserved for a card too. And speaking of new game modes, and kind of on the topic of arena, still there's a base arena tease for the season as well. Is that right? I think I might have lost him, but yes, we did. I did see Travis tease a base arena. We got you back.
I muted myself on accident.
Oh, But yeah, maybe it's better for you to confirm that. I did see
Yes,
Travis
there is Travis
tease
posting.
that, and
Yeah, I was
Jesse
gonna say if you
replied
wanted to
too.
pull up that post from Travis,
Sure, yeah.
because yeah, there's definitely something in the works. Let's see if I can. I might have to switch to a different camera here.
There it
Let's
is.
try this.
What if we launch a base arena, kick off base mini app season 2, host Jesse live with the flawless experience? I love that. We definitely got to get him back. I think we can. I
Yes,
think that
I need some redemption on that. That was like that was the low point of my streaming career.
well that was a tough
It hit me
situation though.
pretty hard.
Oh no, don't I wouldn't overthink it. But I do think that I think it was a tough situation, especially he's busy. It's not like he doesn't have a ton of time as well, right? So I feel like actually thinking about this situation too, like getting him back for the new arena. I think arena is a quicker and easier onboard, and especially when
Yes.
it comes to like base specific, I feel like that ties a lot of things in. So I think that will be awesome to get him back on for that, and especially as kind of everyone's starting to think about what a base season could look like with their TGE still probably a bit off, but definitely in people's minds now. Some of these tie-ins definitely leave you thinking about what the possibilities are.
Absolutely. Yeah, and base has been like all over the timeline. Base is cooking. Jesse's cooking. So I think it's just a great idea. And again, I feel like MCG made a post yesterday. And let me see if I can't find that. He said basically the bottom's in, right? And like how bullish all these announcements were. Very positive. Okay, here it is. I found it. Let me pull it up and then come over here and share my screen. So I'm gonna unshare. But yeah, so there is here. Let me share this real quick. Did it pull up? Okay, there it goes. All right, so it says, I see this as I see this as the start of a very positive direction for Fantasy Top. Bottom is in my opinion. 2 or 3 more seasons of updates like this, and I think Fantasy is primed for a massive comeback. Really interested in how they can further arenas and fragment entry modes. There is a lot of potential to continue or completely change the economy of the game and make it more sustainable, even under less than ideal conditions. And that's another thing too, is like the market's kind of going like more bearish, maybe just for the short term. But again, I feel like fantasy we seen like during the like low points of the market, fantasy really thrived. Because people aren't as worried about like having their ETH liquid during that time. So I think the stars are starting to align. Like I know myself from being on the team how hard literally every single person works. I know 710 is nonstop, man. He's like literally when I get up in the morning at like 2:00, 1:30, 2:00 in the morning, my time, which is Central Standard Time, he's awake still, right? And then by the time I'm like a few hours after the gym, he's awake again, right? He's went to bed and now is awake again, working, posting on the timeline. So, same thing like across the board, everyone's kicking butt, working really hard. And so there's like seeing the way the community is, really enjoying the season 6 updates, just really makes me happy because of knowing again that how hard everyone's been working and things to kind of like, all come into alignment is really awesome.
Definitely. It does feel like a positive foundation and a turning point to me. For sure. And also at these prices and stuff, like the rewards are still there. Like I'm certainly not selling at this point. I'm playing, I'm just continuing to play every week, and I do see catalysts continue on the horizon. So yeah, all positive in my opinion. Really, really good changes for the season.
Absolutely. And I actually am going to bring up the announcement here. So, and I probably should have done this at the beginning. So, for those who have not seen the announcement, and even for those who have, we'll kind of touch base on it. This season is all about core, accelerating the arena, and strengthening the fantasy fragment flywheel. As we all know, kind of some of the things we've heard from the community, and the community's been saying over the last season or two, has been frags where there was kind of just like an issue with like inflation and all that stuff, as well as kind of like the stars, and so and some people felt like the team wasn't listening. The team has always been listening. There's It just kind of takes a little bit of time to implement stuff, and get things ready. And I know now it's really awesome to like I was super excited to get like to see how everyone felt about all this. And like the flag flywheel is really going to help, I believe. And so it starts with like King of the Hill, which will come. It's not quite live, but it will be um sometime in the middle of, or not even the middle, but um it will be live during season 6. The Fantasy World Cup, which we talked about, the beginning of buyback. So all of the rake from fantasy, like the arenas, are going to buy back and get rid of cards. So
including season 5, right? Which
yes,
we're
all of
already
season 5
so for
rake.
the
Yep.
last 6 weeks, it's been
Yep.
building on that front.
Yep.
And
So
I assume, and I guess maybe this is something I don't know if you can confirm or not. Is that going to floor sweeps? I'm at least guessing, or what is
yeah,
that? What does that look like?
I so I I would assume, um, but yeah, it's probably going to be floor sweeps because you can get the most amount of cards out of there. Um, but yeah, and then so yeah, all of season 5's and season 6 as well. I'm assuming it'll probably the first week or like buyback will happen um relatively soon. Again, nothing that said is supposed to be depicted from the team. So again, this is speculation on my end. Um, but yeah, I think the buybacks are really good.
Yeah, and so
Like
essentially,
catalyst. It's really
arena.
gonna help.
Yeah, and basically, it's saying like arena is going to help support the core, which is where player
Yes.
portfolios are.
Yep.
And
And
additionally, it seemed like a lot of tie-ins in terms of like the just economics in general, or in terms of between frags, card supply. So also when thinking about continued burn wars, which I think will help, but also the reduced output from 100K to 75K and replace some of that with fans. So essentially, not just reducing like the introduction of new supply, but the increased burns to help reduce the existing supply. So I feel like it's really trying to hit that on 2 different fronts.
yes, absolutely. And that's like one thing that we've um also heard is that like the is people were kind of concerned about the fact that like arena or tactics back in the day weren't really helping the core version, and this is kind of like you said a way to for arena. So and as the nice thing about arena is like it's a great way to onboard into like new players or get new players to play, especially with these like collabs, like a
Yeah.
potential base one and any other ones that come.
Like
It'll
last week
get
they had
new.
Bodago or yeah, they had
Yep.
Bodagos, Parallel, right?
Yep. And so we get these new players that might not have um, at the time, buy the core cards, but they're paying for entries, they're buying tickets, and then that is in turn helping core, right? Because that rake is going to sweep cards and then get rid of them. So it is again in turn helping with that frag flywheel, right? Or that flywheel, that fantasy
Definitely.
flywheel.
Well, while simultaneously kind of just building general awareness and mind share through CT as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, going back to what MCG said in his post, I definitely feel like it's sentiment's bottom for fantasy is in, and I feel like again the stars are aligning. I'm super bullish, which I always have been. Like I bleed like fantasy, so um, my whole family does at this point. But
I love
and
that.
then yeah, so we also have like league updates, and then the revamp to the fragment UX and economics. And if we look here at the here, let's unshare this and then reshare the fantasy page right here. So if we look, let's go to the home page. And if we look, you can kind of see like just right off the bat, there is like the whole like around where like your profile is is a little more clean. And then also you can access one thing that Travis and the team wanted was to be able to access buying frags, doing or transporting or swapping over ETH or sending over ETH to be accessible from anywhere, not having to go to one specific area, right? And so here, let me zoom in here a little bit. There we go. And so you see here, like where before it wasn't quite like this, but now to where you can click here and you're able to move your ETH over, WETH or USDC. And the same thing here, you can buy frags just with one click, right? So it's a lot cleaner, smoother UX. I know they're, like they said, working on that, the UX and the economics of frags, which I think, again, is a huge step in the right direction. What do you think about that, Crab?
What which part? Oh, just sweeping frags?
Well,
Or
yeah,
just
or
the
just the
easier accessibility on that front?
yeah, or like the whole like the frags economics, the kind of the works of the frags rebrand or
entirety.
rework.
Yeah, in general, I think it's really. I mean, I think that they're attacking it step by step. So I think it's one of those things where I like the initial direction in general. Like I said, it seems like they're attacking it from both sides in terms of reducing supply introduced it while also trying to burn existing supply, and use revenues to go into that to help as well. So I does really feel like they're trying to help player portfolios and do the work on their side. But it also feels like it's something that's going to be evolving and they're going to continue. So it's not just like, oh, here's the fix. Like this should do the trick. It's just kind of this continued evolution. So I'm glad that they're thinking about that stuff and just excited to watch it evolve a little bit.
Absolutely. And here, let me go into arenas. And as we were speaking about the arena here, there is the mindshare for the Fantardio World Cup, you get like, so if we go here to mindshare and so like the active hero mindshare, you get like Kaleo Star Platinum, you see all these guys with mindshare that I've also seen people asking, is the multiplier going to count towards that, or is it just the raw score, right? Those multipliers do count. So again, it's kind of like its own little flywheel to where during those 6 weeks and even beyond it, right? Because for the arenas, when you talk about fantasy, you are getting that multiplier. Therefore, more people are talking about fantasy, more people are seeing fantasy, and then they get into fantasy, they see oh, well, I don't want to buy these cards yet, I just want to kind of dip my toe in, then they see, oh, for $5 I can test it out, right? And it runs right beside core, which is, I think, is really awesome. And so they get the whole experience, right? And then from there, ideally move into core. And even if not, it's still helping core.
Right, it still does,
which I like a lot.
Yeah. And another new thing. So is it not to change the subject too much, but
no, you were good.
We have the 3 new heroes as well. Do you know a lot about the new heroes?
All right, let's go to. Yeah, so we do have the 3 new heroes. I know about. Here, let's go. How do we want to do this? We'll go home. I want to find them on here. I want to see where they rank now. They are the one that I. Or go ahead.
Oh, I was just pointing out AZ Flynn.
Oh yeah, so AZ Flynn I think is gonna be the best performing of the new heroes. So we have Alex, which is the OS, the OpenSea intern, and then we have AZ Flynn, and I am blanking on the third one. I don't know why.
Pix.
Yes, Pix. See, okay, now Pix, I think it's gonna be like a toss up, like week to week, especially between like Pix and AZ Flynn, because I forgot about Pix. Pix and AZ Flynn, I think, are going to be the two top. I think Alex is still going to be a great hero, and has the potential to like take off any week. But I will pit him more towards in the middle because he is still the OpenSea intern, so he's kind of like posting on OpenSea, right? But I think AZ Flynn and Pix. Pix I see a lot like a Star Platinum-esque, right, with his content.
Okay. So that sounds like pretty high potential to me. I'm not as familiar with like they're on my radar. I know of them, but I haven't like followed them that closely.
Yeah, so I've actually been in talks with Pix. We're gonna try and get him on the show.
Nice.
And he was traveling this weekend, so he was unavailable. But yeah, we're definitely going to be trying to get him on soon. Same with AZ Flynn. I haven't reached out yet, but going to do that because that was on my schedule for yesterday, and I completely forgot until now. So gonna write that down. I need to reach out to AZ Flynn. I believe they will be interested in coming on because it's really fun to get those new heroes on. You know, like last season we had Serp come on. Legendary went on vacation like right after, so it was hard to get. I'm still planning on trying to get him on. You know, they had the rebrand, so things are going really crazy with there. But it's always a lot of fun to get those new heroes on. But again, I think Pix and AZ Flynn are the ones to watch this week. Alex, well, really, they're all three ones to watch because Alex is a 3-star, and so a couple tweets could really change the game with Alex.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things where expectation, like it's hard to know before the game starts as well, right? Because even Dunebug was new as of last season, and I mean that's been one that that the high potential is obviously there, but when it comes to actually playing week to week, I think they've let a lot of players down, so it's hard to know truthfully what to expect until you get in there.
Absolutely. And we can see like Alex. So we looked at Alex. I looked briefly. His inflation was at 100. We see that, and he had like 800 and some commons. So we look at Pix, again, much higher follower count, but is able to, let's look at the 24-hour score, are able to hit those higher numbers. Alex was at around 500 and before dropping down to like
consistency
300.
in terms of posting too, right? In terms of
Yep.
frequency. So I think that's an encouraging early chart. Small data sample, but data set, but encouraging.
Yep. And that's the thing. Like we got a total supply of 161, which reminds me a lot of like a Star Platinum when he first came on. Maybe a little more supply here. I know Star Platinum came out with a really low inflation degree, and still, I just want to look at that. I think Star's inflation degree has always been really low. Yeah, it's always been so low because even look like now it's still below or not much higher than.
Yeah, and Pix has only been there for like a couple days.
Yep.
And I notice already there's equal number of legendaries as well. I think somebody just created a Star Platinum legendary recently.
That was why am I having a brain
was
fart?
it Junie?
Junie, yeah, Junie, because I talk to the dude every day. But yeah, Junie, because he's like, I remember his post. He said, "There's only 2 of these Star Platinum. Yours is Soulbound," and he's like, "So is mine. So I'm never getting rid of it."
Oh, okay. Yep, that's it. And then somebody actually pulled a Pix legendary in one of their Jade packs this weekend too. Yeah.
Let's go.
I don't remember who it was, but I do remember seeing it on the timeline.
We can find out here in a second. Let's see, where's holders? Oh, I don't think that's.
Oh, maybe just because it's new. I feel like it should be there.
It usually is. I'm not the new UX. I haven't messed around a whole lot with. Especially like it just rolled out. But we have Pix, and I do want to see AZ Flynn's too. So we have. So AZ Flynn is kind of that geared right now to be that top hero out of the 3. Let's look at their 24-hour. Oh yeah, that 24 hours is nice. And AZ Flynn, like this is what here I like to look at. Lower follower count, which means less. And for those who are unfamiliar, so if AZ Flynn makes a post and gets 100,000 views, that's like a 4-to-1, right? And compared to if Pix did the exact same post and even got 200,000 impressions, that's only a 2-to-1 ratio, right? And we don't know exactly how it works, which is, the reason Fantasy Top is so successful and hasn't been able to be replicated is because they have that secret sauce of, and so like even the team members don't exactly know how it works. They keep it very close to their chest, which I believe is a very a good thing, right? Like I wouldn't even really want to know how it works. I feel like it's funner speculating on it. But so AZ Flynn, I mean, I like have seen that smaller follower count, and I need to like get a couple AZ Flynn. I need to bid on one.
I haven't gotten one of those yet either, or picks for that matter. I got a few Alexes in my draws as well. It seemed like inflation was on the higher end for that one.
So yeah, I got a few of him as well. Let's look real quick. So where are activity? We had, so I bought my makes. He's like always out here. They are. So we had, this was my pack rewards this week. I was super excited with them. We had, so 2 rares right away. Smokey Barrett, and then a Fapital, a common intern, and then a
Alex. Cool.
Alex, which I was
Not
super
bad.
excited.
Yeah, especially for a 17 card draw.
Yeah, I felt really good about that. And then, did you get a buy one of the where's shop at? Are they still? They must be sold out, so they're not showing.
Oh, for the new season ones, the hero. What is it? The season 6 pack or something, right?
Yeah, there's very few of them.
Yeah, I was not. Usually when they're released, I'm I have something going on, so I'm usually late to those, and I haven't actually ended up getting one. Or I think at least in the early days when it was, like the scoring would be, and I'm not sure if it's still this way or not, to be honest. But when the frag cost would go up pretty quickly, so I'd never be quick enough for it to be worth it. But yeah.
Heck yeah, because I bought one the first week, and then yesterday, or what day is it? Yeah, no, it was Thursday. So I wasn't sure, so I wanted to see. I told myself if I didn't pull one in my pack rewards that I would snag one, and then I think by the time I went to come grab one, they were gone. But I mean, I waited quite a while. But I think when I looked, they were at like a few hundred frags for one of those, which I think this was the best time to get one because there was only 3 heroes, so you had a 1 in 3 chance of, or really a 2 in 3 chance of hitting a pretty high end hero. Expect like a 1 in 3 of hitting, easy Flynn. So I think I'm kicking myself for not snagging one or 2.
They do get up there pretty quick in price, so I feel like if you're not early, then it might not always be worth it, but yeah, who knows? I guess with some, if you can get a legendary picks in the Jade pack, that's still pretty good though. I might take those odds.
Absolutely. And then do you want to kind of go over some? I mean, at the end, I think let's both throw in if you're cool with it. I know I want to for sure throw in an arena deck. I think
let's do it.
12 in or something, but I want to get a couple more in. Let's make sure
I have a few entries ready for it too.
Okay, good. Yeah, so we're over half full. I was scared it was going to be full. So yeah, it's over half full, and it just went live yesterday. So super cool about that. So yeah, we'll throw in a couple decks after that. But do you kind of want to? I can bring your screen up if you want to kind of go over and build a couple decks.
Sure. Yeah, I want some input. I typically do well in core, but in the arena mode, and I usually don't come out on top on the arena, which is, I don't know what that says about me, but I might need your help on this one.
Heck yeah!
All right, ready?
Yep.
All right, let's see. I have 6 entries, but let me know how many you want to do. All right. Right away, I feel like DB is it. He's been posting more lately. Like I think
he posted right after the tournament about some random.
I know, right? I wasn't sure about that either. He hasn't been posting during the tournament, but he's been posting at least.
Like right
So-
after.
Oh man, I saw Tony. I was hoping because I know in core he's a 3-star, which I'm
That'd
really
be so
excited
nice
about
as a
this
3.
week. But here, let's see.
I like Weiwu as a 4.
Yeah,
'cause
okay.
They have that chance to take off.
They definitely do. I feel like if let's see, because this is an 18-star total. I might go read it as well. I know she's going to be posting about Fantasy Top this
Yes.
week.
I always look for the fantasy, like the Fantardios. The first thing I look for.
Yep. Yeah, it's truly. Especially, I'm really impressed with how some of them score. I think I mentioned that last week as well. But
Yep.
let's see. So we got 12 stars. So actually, we have room for 2 average 6. So let's see if there's anybody.
I say I like Tony as a 6, but I think I'd rather go 7-5 here.
Okay.
Or yeah, I don't want to go 8-4. I don't think, because you don't have really great 4. Well, Moon's actually not bad. You could go 8-4.
Moon and I would venture
Like
between
a
one of these two.
Or Whale.
Well,
Yeah, well, because what's Adam been doing? Has Adam been doing pretty good? lately?
he's been crushing it. Yeah, like
So I'd probably go with him then. Actually, yeah, because he's been finishing like top for a while, hasn't he?
he's been pretty close to 2,000 on like a weekly basis.
I
All
quit
right, that
watching
sounds-
him because I sold a bunch of it.
Oh, really?
Because I thought, I'm like, he can't keep this up. Like, I remember I was on a show and with HK, and I was like, there's no way he can keep this up. I'm getting rid of mine. I'm
If
gonna sell the
values-
top, and I sold the bottom.
Yeah, he's been wildly consistent in the last season, I want to say. All right, let's see. Turk, definitely.
Yes.
How
Yes.
about Supreme Leader?
Yes.
In terms of
GMC,
content
I see
creation.
GMC, and I love GMC. I grab GMC whenever I can, even at a 6.
Oh, 1.42 multiplier there too. That's really good.
Yep. Oh yeah, he always hits those. Like him, like GMC, Kaleo. You would generally say HK, but HK is taking a break. He's still posting, not near as much. He's not able to do as much research. But
Yeah.
I
Any
think,
normal week, I always like hands down will take HK, especially.
yeah,
in
I still been picking him because he's the fantasy guy. So I always go with him still because he's still posting. He still has that multiplier. Still has eyes on him. So I feel like he's still a good pick.
And let's see, and I have 9 stars left, so a 5 and a 4 potentially.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I maybe go.
we have a couple other fantasy players here. I'm not too familiar with their content though, in terms of
Me
frequency
either.
or scoring potential.
Yeah, I'm not either. I would maybe go. I'd probably go 6-3 unless you want to go Weiwu again, but I don't like to pick a lot of the same heroes.
Yeah, I feel like there's some other good options in the area.
Yeah, I like that 3-star clear to the left. I always butcher their name.
Halo?
Halo, yeah.
But I don't know if that's pronounced correctly either, but all right, I'll go for it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would go with. There's John. And then, yeah, because I think that's pretty good. I'll throw one more in. I'll throw
Oh, sorry.
a couple in. No, you're good. Throw one in. I'll throw a couple in, and then we can throw a couple off the show with a few. I'll go over a couple of silver decks, and then if you want to go over a couple of your decks as well.
Yeah,
Cool.
sounds good. So I think I'm going to go Otto here. I want to see if he's loud on the timeline this week.
Let's
With
go.
I want to see if he wants to get his main
Card
card back for sure. I kind of like Thread Guy to 6. Let's see. I feel like it's one of those things where I don't see a lot of low stars that I'm super psyched about.
I think Web3 Quant is when he comes back, he's gonna hit hard. But
Yeah, he's not
been
back
out
yet, but I
so
agree. I feel
long.
like there's gonna be a period of time or at least that 1 week where he's gotta be in like any winning deck. When he hopefully he announces he's coming back whenever the time is. I know he had a lot of
I
personal
feel like
stuff.
he a kind of person that would definitely kind of give that announcement.
I want to bet on AP this week. That's kind of a high risk, high reward. What do you think about well actually, what do you think?
Who's that first one?
Mr. Todd, I
don't-
know that's Hyper Liquid. I don't remember in context like what his relation is.
I think that might be maybe the Web3 Quant or him for me. instead of Zeus, the other guy.
All right, I'm going. I think that's a pretty risky deck there, but
Yeah.
in
Oh no,
case
I
I
was saying
think.
I wouldn't pick that guy.
Oh, sorry. Well, that's
Yeah,
on
I
me
was
then.
saying I like Web3 Quant over them. That's my bet.
The first one we did together, it looks like I
That's
think is
the winner, I
yeah.
think, out of the ones we made. Well, the
What,
Kaleo. So the one that sticks out to me of your decks right away is the Guru, Kaleo, Jamsey, Vodo, Vondo, and then
CP,
ZP.
another
ZP,
fan.
3K followers, about an average is 3K. Like, so he's mid 3K followers and averages around mid 3K. So like a 1-for-1 ratio, which is really good.
Okay.
Just for 1 star. So
That I kind of took a leap of faith on that one. I knew he was a fantasy arena hero, but I'm not as familiar with his content, so I took a chance on that. But I agree. I think that there's some potential.
heck yeah. All right, I'll
And
throw
these,
a couple in
yeah,
real
go
quick.
for it.
Here.
No, you're up.
And then let's try. Here we go. Crab 1 star.
Oh, I will. I am going to be trying a little bit harder this week. So
Yeah, I'm definitely going, especially with you at a 1 star. I'm snagging you as a 1 star. We're gonna go Rita 1 star. Dat is a 2 star. Now
I was
can
gonna
go
say
heavy.
Dat as a 2 for sure.
Adam. And then Merp. Easy. This is a rough one. These
How
are
many
3 good
goes
6 stars. And these are 3 good 6 stars. But I gotta go easy.
What? Okay.
What would you say?
I was
between him and Merp.
I was gonna say if you could squeeze in that. No, I wasn't actually against easy or anything like that. I think he's a good pick. That's good. I don't want to. I think you should go with your gut.
Like, I don't want bread in. I forgot we had bread there.
I was gonna say CPT Dank is a good like. I think that
dang, I didn't even
he's
see
gonna
Dank
do
there.
well, which also
Okay,
leaves you a
hold on.
couple more stars. So I would select
Here,
like
we're gonna
CPT
pop off.
Dank, and then I instead of Rita, see what I can do with 3.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go here. I like this better. I didn't
Yeah.
even see Dank there, man.
Oh
Because
man,
Dank, I gotta go with Dank.
Comes
Since
out.
that 1.4 multiply 1.44, I've gotta go with Dank. Good
Yeah,
shout
definitely.
calling out Dank. I did not see him there.
I didn't want to mess with your flow though. I almost.
Dank is crushing it though, man. Those posts in the morning are sick. I'm going heavy on Crab this week.
I only he.
with the
I almost said he. I only came up in one of my all of my like options. So I only have myself in one. But I would also.
That's how I am with myself. I've only have myself in one. I'm a 4-star, so I wasn't real comfortable with that. So but I am gonna go hard the next 6 weeks, mostly with video content. The wife said she's gonna record for me, so I'm gonna do some goofier stuff and get out of my comfort zone.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Whatever it takes.
All right, you got 6
who knows, might
total.
unlock something, and get like I don't know. Hype.
I'm because he's new, right? He wasn't in last season's arena, right? But at the same time, I feel like he has been. I've been enjoying his content in the last, especially month or so. I think he could do all right.
I
love
really
it.
like this lineup. I really like this lineup.
I love that, especially if you get a DV post. I feel like that's a winner for sure.
Yo. We'll go one more. You put 3 in, right?
I did. Yep.
So we'll do 3, and then we'll pop it back to you to do a couple decks, and then I will drop back and do a silver 2 deck or 2, and then we can wrap it until next week. Next week we'll have a guest again. Let's see. So GMC is what I see right away. We gotta find a way to get Greg in. Alex. I don't know many of these.
I'm not as
Is that
familiar
who I
with your.
think it is? No, that's not Basso. That is Basso. Let me make sure that's who I'm thinking of. Because my brain, I'm pretty sure
I'm
that's
not
the
as familiar
contact
with
I-
him, so I wish I could guide you on that one, but
Yeah, it is. Because I was having a brain fart because I seen Vasso, but the VA3KO messed with me. But yeah, Vasso's the runs the stream. He runs all the streams. So when I was streaming for Pump Fun, he is who does all that. Like I think, especially at a 1-star, I think he can do well. And what do we have left? We have 3 stars, so we're going 1, 2. We'll go with a multiplier here. And Alex. And we're gonna
I
send
think there
it.
were some tough choices there. That wasn't an easy one.
That wasn't. I should have probably not went with Greg, but like I never get Greg, so I was like, I'm gonna throw Greg in.
It would have been tough either way.
Or actually, here, real quick, since we're on my screen, I'll throw a silver deck, or I'll go over a couple silver decks, and then, or actually, here, we'll just do this because we're on the deck building series. Real quick.
I was going to do the same thing. I have most of my deck set, but I'm gonna.
You know, I
It's
just
only the
created
early
it.
run, right? I feel like we all redo them at some point anyway.
Oh, I always do. So first thing I'm gonna put, I always go to my low stars first, and then I'm gonna put Fapital in, Makesy in, and then I'll come
So
back
we're in
up
silver,
here.
yeah.
Yep, silver. Yeah, silver's where I try to go competitive. I've been putting a lot more decks into silver. So when we switch over to top heavy rewards, I used to only put like 2 decks into silver to compete, and then I would just farm platinum, or not platinum, elite back then. But then now I farm barely any. Just whatever I have left, I kind of throw into
At the diamond then?
and
Yeah, okay.
platinum. Yeah. And then I really like the new stars because I was leaving a lot of commons on the bench. And then we'll go intern, maybe not. Hold on. So we'll go here. Oh yeah, that's what I needed. I need my ICO beast at 7. I need you at 7. And I need
Oh, and you still have 6. This is exactly like a couple stars really buys you
makes a
a
big
ton
difference.
of opportunity when it comes to when it comes to all the leagues really. But
I really like this deck. I think this
Yeah.
could be a winner.
yeah,
I
definitely.
like that deck. That's better than what I had before. I don't know what I had before. We'll throw one more in. And so we'll come back down here, Makesy. And so my thing is sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. So I end up, since I do not play reverse, I've literally never, ever, you can go through my past competitions, ever put in a reverse deck.
Never.
Never once.
What?
Because I'm too much of a chronic overthinker. When reverse first came out, my wife was already playing the game and she laughed at it. I'm like, I'm gonna put a reverse deck. She goes, "You'll never put a reverse deck in. I know you too well. You overthink too much." And she goes, "Because every person, if you put them into reverse, you're like, but what if they do well?"
Well,
Like-
that I honestly sometimes that actually helps me because it can be like this mental hedge, right? It's like especially if like especially not if there's a 1 star, but maybe there's like a high risk, high reward hero at a 3 or something. That could make a big difference in either deck. And so if you kind of do that split, you're like, well, at least there's that. Obviously you want to put more weight into, the bronze, silver, like just the main core ones. But there's kind of always that. Well, I guess if they don't post, I can still do all right in reverse.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, because see, like the few times I've thought about putting a reverse deck in, I was like, okay, I've got 2 of this person, 2 of this person I can go against. I'm like, but what if they do really well? It's better to have them both in the good one. And so like
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
put them in.
No, I
So
hear
what
you.
I do is I sell my Makesy's. I sell them, and then because I'm like, I don't like having cards on the bench, even though I have had them a lot lately, which I probably should have stopped selling them. I'll sell my Makesy's, and then like not on bid, I'll just like list them, and then they end up selling. I usually end up with like 3 to 5 of them, and then I buy them back every week, every other
Okay.
week.
I was
This
gonna
week
say
he
because
pumped,
that's when
so
you can
it
use
hurt me.
regard.
Yeah. Yeah, he pumped. So I actually lost this. The last few weeks I did well. I sold at a pretty high and I was able to buy less than I sold at. But that was like not the case this week. So I might just start keeping him.
Yeah, well, that's I guess that downtrend reversing a little bit, maybe.
Yes.
Hopefully,
That's a
fingers crossed.
bullish on that. That was
Oh
Ram-
yes, Rasmer
Rasmer's
at a 5
5?
star. John Wang at a 5 star, I think, has some compelling upside there too.
Yeah, he does. Holy cow, there's some good low stars. I forgot about that, and then I gotta put my boy on.
There's a decent amount of 5-star action this week, and 4. I mean, across the board, I feel like there's a ton of a combination between some really good like mid and low star options and the extra stars
2
in each
stars.
league. Man, yeah, it's gonna be a good week.
Crazy week. We're gonna see
I
records break on point
think
leagues.
so.
Man, yeah, because on that real quick, and then I'll pass it to you, is there are some crazy good low stars, like 3 of them are right here. Which JMC is usually in this range, but
Yeah.
these 2 we never see here. Um, it is crazy. I don't know how he's been doing, but JMC kinda, like, he outperforms at a 5, like, really well, but then, like, I think it's, like, he's kind of mastered it to where, and I don't know if it's intentional, um, because I know some people were kinda giving him crap for selling some of his cards, um, but this he's still very fantasy aware, um, like, he's, became a good friend of mine, like, he's still fantasy aware, he's still, like, make sure to, talk about fantasy, he doesn't
Ish.
think like, he's still very bullish on fantasy, he just didn't have the time, right?
Yeah.
And so
It,
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say your show with him was really good. That's all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have him on again sometime, and, but he's playing Arena, he likes Arena, he feels like he can, like, jump in and out and just pop a quick deck in real quick, right? Um, and yeah, he's, like, opened up a Telegram now, I think he's gonna do really well. John Wang is, John Wang, he's awesome. Um, I forgot, yeah,
He's
we had him
trended
on the
down
show too. He
the
is
last
trending
2
down
weeks.
lately.
He hasn't had as much of that high potential, but I still think at 5 star, it's still
I wanna
pretty
look at him
compelling.
still. I
Yeah,
wanna
I was
see
gonna say.
something real quick.
Oh, I didn't realize you had a rare
Oh, oh,
RWLK.
yeah, me either. I thought I already had him in, oh, wait, I did have him in the deck, but I cleared my deck, so that's how yeah, I like that better actually than a John. Um, but yeah, there's the,
If I
John Wayne,
okay,
I still
can
say
I
go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say one oh, never mind, you already have your 7s. I was thinking if you had an extra 7, I might bump that Jamsey up to, like, a 7 rare and then put a 5 common in there instead
Yeah.
just to give it a
Well, I
better
have a
shot,
couple
but
good 7s, don't I? Or no? I've used my 7, oh, I have
you
a
you might
here,
have
let's
used.
do this. We'll go here,
Yes, there you
we'll
go,
go here.
definitely.
Yeah, because this is where I need your help a little bit, because that's where HK helps me, is I'm better at the arenas. Arenas is where I do my most damage, just like back in Tactics, but here I overthink. I'm a Kronkanaunk overthinker. So I think here I go with Kate's my girl. I like Kate a lot. Like, love the content. Smaller following. Um, like, her content is way too good for her following count. Like, I feel like she should be like a 2x her followers. Like, which is good
Maybe
that she's not,
maybe
because
soon.
it helps her score. Yeah. I hope not though. Like, I feel bad saying that, but like, the lower her follow, like when it stays in this like 20 to 30 range, which I feel like even if it does go up, it's gonna, like, it'll scale her, and interact
Yeah.
or engagement will scale with it. So
What
uh,
I was actually just gonna say that, I think there's probably a difference between if a hero's on the smaller side now and then scales and then has a lot more following, then it's one thing because I feel like that comes with more engagement, where I feel like what brings those heroes down that have a huge followings, a lot of those are from prior cycles and stuff as well. So it's kind of dead weight as opposed to that doesn't boost their engagement anymore. And so I think that, well, this is assuming that heroes want to compete in fantasy, but getting rid of all those extra followers, I think there's some apps for that would actually
there's one
do
that's
themselves a favor.
sponsored by, or like partnered with X. Um,
Oh, okay, so it's like a
it's a
legit
legit one.
app that
JMC,
okay.
and we talked about it on the JMC show. He was getting rid of a few hundred followers a week. Um, because he's in the 6-digit follower thing.
Mhm.
And, ICO was kinda doing it. He was When he was on the show, he was talking about looking into it, and that's when we found out, that it was, an official thing. I haven't had confirmation that he has started doing that, but, I mean, he's crushing it either way. But yeah, I brought your screen up so you can kind of, go over everything, uh,
Yeah,
'cause
so
this is something I don't really play in
oh,
competitively.
gotcha. I do. I mean, my strategy is I do try to compete across leagues, but I think to start every week, I try to build the best possible 1 or 2 decks I can in every league and just see where I feel like I have the best chance to come in, top 3 and or top 5, just to like have a chance at the title. And then I kind of work backwards and downwards from there. you know, I do think that like I feel like in platinum, I've got a decent shot with this deck, especially if Mega keeps trending here. I feel like Bread's a big asset on that side. Uni pieces at sixes, Rasmer at five. Um, I'm I'm a fan of this deck here. Going to gold, I think this was one of my favorites as well. This is, you know, I think the risk of Lucas and Fapital both. I mean the upside is there to win. I think, especially I think either one of those can do pretty well. Especially Lucas can be a top 10 hero at times. RWLK at five, and then I think Mert and Adam have been both really consistent lately. So I feel good about those two at the moment. I am kind of, even though I've kind of created some of these decks already, some of the tweaking that I'm going to do is, especially I think that there's a lot of heroes in this 6 to 5 range that I'll probably be tweaking as it comes time for competition. You know, I'll see if, you know, because I think Vo is a pretty consistent creator in general, but there are some weeks where she's after it and like can truly be one of the top heroes as well. So, and same with I think I'll keep Star Platinum, but you know, Min's been on a streak lately as well. But I will come closer to tournament time, play with those a bit.
Yeah.
Silver, I do like this as well. I'm not sure this 7. I think there's a potential to switch a lot of heroes for this, whether that's Bread or Intern with Monad and Mega around the corner. Whale, I think, and ICO that you had in yours, all good options. So I'm not sure. Who do you think would be the top 7 to fit alongside this deck here?
ICO is who I think is the top 7 this week, or
Yeah,
Whale.
yeah, both. And I
And maybe a
have
little, well, not Intern too, because the third, I don't know if it's been announced, but I know the third is the last day that you're able to change your delegate wallet, your airdrop wallet for Monad. So I think there's gonna be more stuff coming for that this week. So maybe Intern actually.
oh, okay. Yeah, intern. All right, I like that. And I actually have 3 interns as well. Let's see.
Nice.
I'll make that. I was considering one of these weeks buying a few more rares to boost, or yeah, to make a an epic intern. But yeah, all right, I like that. That looks good to me. What one thing I'll say, so in overall, with the notes of, well, I guess two factors about Makesie's competitiveness in decks. I'm slowly veering towards using Makes. I used to, like, every other week, I would use Makesy in every top deck that I possibly could for 2 reasons. One is when the star limit was low, like having that 1 star was incredibly important just because of the limitations. But the other is, before, I feel like there were so many lower star heroes that couldn't make an impact just because there was so much dead weight there. But I think over time, as a lot of the heroes have been switched out, like new heroes in that aren't dead weight, and um, and removing some of the ones that were, I do feel like there are more and more options in that lower star territory that gives you options. So when it comes to creating an absolute top deck, well, first of all, Makesy is still a good option for decks. But to sometimes, especially in top heavy rewards, if you want to get one of those top few spots, there is a risk about playing Makesy because, you know, like this week, you have Lucas at 2, Fapital at 2. Some of those are really hard to pass up if you're trying to be number 1 in fitting those in instead. So I'm having some of those debates. And so, like, if you go into bronze, where's my bronze here, you'll see in the decks that I made that I feel like have the best chance, like this one here, I didn't fit Makesy in there. This one I did. I was able to put 2 7-stars. So I am doing a little bit of a mixture, but I guess I just think some of the upside of fitting in 2 or 3-star heroes can be better if you're looking for a top spot.
Absolutely. That's good thought process too. Real quick, I wanted to pitch it to you. We have Spicy Rich said, "Hey guys, please forgive me for this, but curious how Fantasy Top works in general. Can you give me a 15-second rundown?" As the acting analyst for the show, do you want to go ahead and give your elevator pitch of fantasy to Spicy Rich?
Oh, me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do my best. Let's see, 15 seconds. All right, base concept is all of these heroes here. They are. It's based on X accounts, and it's based on how much uh, activity and how many views, etc. They get each week. It's think from a fantasy sports perspective. You have 19 stars, so you have a limited cap window and an inventory of cards, that you can buy on the marketplace. And then every week you build a deck guessing about who is going to have within that cap window, who is going to have the most virality and who's going to get the most views, etc. So it's do you have a better explanation than that? I haven't had to do a one liner 15-second before.
Yeah, no. I am just gonna tie into yours, and like ours will go in tandem. So I would just say that it is a dang it, I just wasted mine with ums and ahs. But so Fantasy Top is a fantasy sports meets social media where you're betting on again the virality that is of the influencers. You get to pick five, whether it's even without owning the cards via arena or owning the cards via core, and then based on the quantity of tweets and the tweet or the engagement per follower ratio of each follower, they are rated from you know highest to lowest, and how each star ranking is how they or their ranking on their score is how you determine the winner, which I completely butchered that last part.
We
But
got to
no,
get this down for sure. But
we do because I
what
would like
about
want to write this down and get it like a
uh,
elevator pitch down. Um,
fantasy sports meets social media? But instead of the players, we have heroes. Instead
yeah.
of goals scored, assists, etc., we have how much their content is distributed across X.
Ooh, I like that. Yes,
Working,
that's a
working,
legit 15-second elevator pitch. I like that.
work in progress. But
Yes. We'll get it
um,
down. Each episode will get a little better.
and so I'll build one deck just to try to build on that. So I have a 19 cap, and this is my inventory to choose from. And based on who I think is going to get the most views, etc., this week, I'm definitely going to go with Lucas. I will choose Makesy for the moment, and I'll see. I don't think I have another Fapital on hand. I think I used him in silver as well. Um, I've been back and forth in terms of using DB. I have in some decks, but especially with so many other good low star options, I'm not putting myself in a position to count on him. Tony, I think, is a really important 3-star this week. At least for me, he will be. I love RWLK there at 5. All right, so I have 8 left. So I guess the option here is, do I actually choose like a Greg, or do I see what I've got? 9, if I can do a 5 and a 4 as well. What do you think? Do I do 5 and a 4, or do I do a 1 and an 8 with Makesy?
I'd say 1 and 8 with Makesy.
Yeah? Okay. Fitting a Greg, and all right, I like that. And if it really wanted to take a chance, I'd go DB, but I think that's I don't know if I'm trusting that in full this week.
Yeah.
Those are the best 3 I've
I
got
do
so
well.
far.
Heck yeah, I think that was good. I liked the fact that today we kind of touched on again, we decided to kind of go without a guest this week, to touch on kind of like we do every beginning of a new season / end of an old season, to kind of go over all the updates and changes. The difference being no HK and having Crab step in. And thank you so much again for this. And you've been awesome in the past, awesome now, and in the future as well. And look forward to continuing to do this with you. And yeah, we went over the new stuff for this season, kind of went over a couple arena decks, had some really good discussion, and then also went over some core decks. I really like having you on as well, because HK and I both kind of go for like the silver bronze ish. And you have that new, and he'll do his thing now. He has his legendary too. He'll do one competitive deck there. but like it's nice having you to where you have that competitive like gold to platinum. That's like an angle we haven't really had on the show before.
Oh, well,
It's really
I
cool
love
seeing
trying to
that.
compete there, but it can be hit or miss there too because there's a lot of competitive players there as well. But it is fun trying to balance all of them, and I enjoy being able to contribute something unique too. You guys, I love being on. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, brother. But thank you everyone for tuning in. Again, we will have a guest on the next few weeks in a row. And more, we will kind of announce more on the hero when it comes closer to time. But thank you guys, and we will see you all on the timeline. Thank you again, Crab. And we will see you guys on the timeline. Good luck
Good
this
luck
week.
this week, guys.
Bye.